Still ain't playing. You should have did that hours ago. You've been at home all fucking day. Instead of playing video games. Like a fucking 40-year-old virgin in his mom's basement.
Then you just gonna believe.
So what are you gonna do?
What you mean for the entire year? Keep doing what I've done for 7 years. It's eventually gonna work out.
Okay, let me just talk about this common thing that happens in households. I don't know whether it's black families, Turkish families, or whatever families we're talking about here. Sometimes in certain families, when it comes to parents, they do not know how to communicate with their kids, bro. The kid might be in the right in the scenario. The kid might be defending themselves because they were in the right in the first place. The kid could be making very valid points. You know what ruins it? The parents always want to cop out and say that it's just attitude. Their child is showing attitude when all they're doing is defending themselves, bro, and defending themselves from being antagonized. Most of these parents think they're right all the time just because of the fact that they're parents. That's literally it. That's the most common thing. That's the most conventional thing in most families, bro. Whether it's immigrant families or native families in a certain country. And the mother was like, oh, why don't you get a real job? Yes, it's considered the norm to get standard jobs out there in the real world, whether it's retail, whether it's in finance, business, becoming a doctor, anything like that. But sometimes half of these parents don't really realize that we're living in the 21st century now, bro. We're not living in the 20th century where the internet was in its very early stages, when the internet wasn't even a thing in the first place. You need to realize that the internet is a way for many people to make money in this day and age, especially in 2026 and going forward. Most of these parents, they don't take into consideration that fact. They don't care about that fact. They want their kids to follow the norms, follow the status quo, go outside, go to uni, get a proper job. But what if a child doesn't want to do that? What if a child doesn't actually want to do that? What if a child wants to take another route instead of the main route that everybody goes on? What if for the longest time, a kid that you've encouraged a lot to become a doctor, for example, decides he doesn't want to be a doctor anymore and wants to be a YouTuber and stuff, wants to be a content creator? That's what happened to Vicstar123. That's what happened to Vicstar, literally. But that's another problem. Most parents, they don't actually listen to what their kids actually want. And yeah, they're gonna go off on a tangent saying, oh, I worked very hard to get you into an education and this and that. The same old hocus pocus, the same old expression. Aren't you raising your child to be smart enough to make their own decisions on their own? Aren't you making your child grow up so that he or she can become competent with making decisions on their own? Surely that should be the purpose of being a parent in the first place. One of the main purposes. Instead of trying to mold your child into becoming this perfect child who's a doctor, who's a famous businessman, all of these things with high prestigious names attached to them, only for the parents to boast about it in their little family circles. It's pathetic. It's truly pathetic. That just makes me come to the realization that most parents don't actually become parents because they actually want to. They become parents because they want to show off other people. They want to build certain children up to present them as trophies, which is the sad reality of some families. That's why families break down internally, bro. That's what I think. I could be chatting out my own arse. But yeah, we've taken a massive detour from this video. Let's just keep watching until we actually see the physical altercation go on.